Yes, like finally somebody wants to talk about this
Yes.
stuff. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm not gonna shut up about it. That's why people have told
More abuse. Ah, okay, let's talk.
there's just too much. Yeah.
We talk about this one time. Don't worry, we got Darth Vader today.
Hey, Darth. May the
Now,
force be
Laura,
with you.
and also with you.
And all of us. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back. How do you feel about earrings and earbuds?
You tell me. Is it look
Does it hurt?
ridiculous? No.
No. Okay.
Should I take it out? I'll take it out.
No. Uh-uh.
I'll do whatever you tell me. You're my
I'll
stylist.
do.
Should have asked you
No,
before
I was
I.
just curious about it because I'm having a hard time because I have the big headphones and glasses.
It's too many notes. I can easily remove.
I'm just wondering how the pain was.
No more than usual.
Okay.
Pain of life. Oh.
What is it? The pains of being good at heart?
There you go.
There you go.
Welcome back. I'm Laura. Hi.
Hi. Welcome back. Part 2, narcissism.
Welcome back for part 2 of what could be 100 but won't be.
Welcome back to 2 out of 50.
2 out of 50 ain't bad.
It's not. It's better than 100.
Could have been 100. So, can we pick off where we left off? Or
Yeah, I would love to.
okay, because we were talking about how not all abuse is physical. And even though my specific narcissistic ex did shove me once, that was like the only physical part of it.
Yeah,
there were other things. Yeah, you did.
I had a couple physical moments, but I wasn't, 9 years of hiding black eyes or, whatever. Which I almost said it's worse. I can't tell you what's worse. I don't know. Because it's just internally hiding everything that's happening to you. And then there's no like physical
signs
for someone to believe you.
Right. Which, I was physically abused as a child, and when I talked about it later in life with a therapist, she would question me. She'd be like, well, where were all your bruises? Would you go to school and nobody noticed? And I was like, well, you as a therapist might want to know that abusers know where to hit people where they don't show sometimes.
And the abusee is used to no one believing her or being gaslit. And so being questioned on like, well, where were these bruises? So it's both sides. Yes, abusees know where, how. And then there's the other side, which is if you tell anyone, I'll kill you. So there's...
Yeah, and if you tell anyone, nobody's going to believe you.
Right.
Which does have some truth in it, as I found out.
Right.
Okay, but we're talking about narcissistic exes who were abusive. At the time Molly and I met 100 years ago, we were both in relationships with narcissists and I was playing out stuff from my childhood. I was playing out similar relationships. This is familiar. I get this. Oh, I'm supposed to be in this. Oh, this is what love is. This is what love is presented like. For me, I should just stick it out and fix it and make it better and sacrifice myself.
Yep. Whatever you want, whatever you need. I'll do that. I'll do that for you. I love you. Whatever you do. Oh, okay. It's going to be okay. What do you need from me? Just so much giving. Yeah.
Oof. So it's a trait of narcissists to take.
Yes.
And, I didn't know any of this shit, right?
Yeah.
God.
We were just like this, guys.
But also, again, I was set up to do this. I don't think it was intentional, but because I was abused by many adult figures in my childhood, that set me up to, like, pursue this path of, like,
This
assholes
is what
or, um, yeah. So parents, if you're abusing your kids, you're setting them up for a future of toxic relationships.
go get them.
Go do it. There's a success story.
That's good. That's good advice to parents. Yeah.
Yeah, go get yourself some help. It's never
Yes.
too late to get help and change your behavior.
Yeah. This
And also, it's not on the kid to get the help. It's on the grown up to get the help.
it's
Just
on the grown up.
yeah.
I read something yesterday. Just this kind of goes along with it, but it just kind of went ping. Uh, that why are we looking to the person that hurt us to be the person that heals us?
Mm,
Right? Because there's this like inside of us. There's this longing for a mother, for what we didn't have. There's such a longing for it, and that's where I find sadness now. I can be over the rest of it, but I feel like just not being loved. There's so much, being told you're loved, but knowing like yeah, okay, maybe you love me, you don't like me. You don't like me, that's for sure.
yeah,
You
you for sure
definitely
don't like me. And if this is
yeah.
love, what the hell is hate?
Right. So yeah, so we absolutely were set up to go into these relationships as caregivers.
Yes.
Being love bombed, it's almost specific to a narcissist and an empathic person.
Right.
Because or a narcissist and an abused child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same, and parentified child, abused child, all of it, all of the above. It's the relationships that just go hand in hand. So it's like, as much as we were set up to be with this narcissist, that narcissist was meant to find the weakling.
The one who will give it all up. Give it,
Yes.
just give it so they can
Yes.
tick, 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 tick.
Yes.
And we were great at that.
Cutting it and constantly, just whatever. Just it's so fucked up. It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
But let's go back to not all abuse is physical abuse, because we can go into emotional abuse and kind of talk about gaslighting from there,
Great.
if you would like.
Yes. Mental and emotional abuse, verbal abuse, name calling, accusations, nitpicking, criticism.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like, oh, here's a constructive criticism coming from love. It's just like you
Why
could
are you doing
you
that?
could
Why
really
would you
lose
wear
10
that?
pounds if you went to the gym. Like you could be, just this like body shaming.
Everything.
It's all there.
Everything. It just spirals your brain into like, I don't know who I am. Because it's like, okay, you're short, so I can't wear heels, right? Or you're this, so I can't this, or whatever it is. So it's like, be beautiful enough to be arm candy, but not too pretty that you're gonna get hit on and be like, oh, people do like me, and I'm not some garbage human that only this guy likes, right?
Yes.
So it's also just like, I mean,
and like if we get attention from other people in like a sexualized way, it was our fault and we put it out there too much.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's another like tool of is that a tool of gaslighting? I don't know. It's an abuse tactic. But yeah. Like you were saying, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, you were saying in our previous chat that your friends had noticed the signs almost immediately. They're like, you got quiet, you kind of shrink into yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So my friends noticed the same thing. Like, where's your bubbly, jubbly personality? Like when you're around this person, you're like deferring to them and you're just like too cool for school and like quiet. And I was just like, I didn't put it together that I needed to be quiet because at any moment I could set off an explosion that would come at me. So I would just be the supportive person I thought I was supposed to be. But
Or
there
the
are
gang up.
signs. Mm, the gang up,
I got the gang up. So
where other people
like,
were brought in.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, the gang up. So if anything, if someone else was in the situation, it would be mocking me in some way, right? But I'd be laughing like, this is okay. So everyone's just like, I'm like, oh, we're all laughing about me. This is so much fun. This is really great. And you just would, because like, okay, well, that's the place where I need to be, because obviously I don't belong like this. I belong like this. Um, so that was just my place. That was my place in life. And so just shut up, be agreeable, be helpful, be whatever. I don't, yeah, I
And
don't.
there is
Ooh,
sexual abuse in
1 million.
relationships that are
Oh,
consensual as well. There is a lot of
um,
sexual abuse, even though you're in a consensual. I was in a consensual sexual
yes.
relationship, and
Did you experience that?
one of the things I experienced in that was I wanted to use protection when we were intimate, and
Uh-huh.
like I didn't want to catch an STD. I didn't want to get pregnant. I was in my early 20s. Like, I knew that my life was a mess, and there was no way I was going to bring a baby into that mess before
Yeah.
I cleaned up anything or had any kind of money or whatever, stability. But I was convinced by this person's strong opinion that they could not have sex if they put on a condom. They just couldn't do it.
No.
Um,
I've heard if it's real love,
huh.
you don't need a condom. I heard that one. Go
Mm,
on.
it's a
That's a
good
good one.
manipulation
Yeah.
tactic. Yeah, and I convinced myself that was true. I'm like, well, it's real love, so I do want to experience this person as closely, as intimately as
Mm.
possible. I did get on birth control pills, so I did take care of
Yeah.
myself in that way. However, as the relationship continued and deteriorated, my financial situation was terrible, and I couldn't afford birth control pills 1 month. I just couldn't afford it. And I told him, I can't afford it. We had plenty of conversations. So I'm like, can you split this with me, the cost of this? Because
Mhm.
this is benefiting both of us. Like, it's just $20 from Planned Parenthood at that time, but that
Yeah.
was a huge amount of money. And no, 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 no. Every excuse in the book. Like, he was the one insisting that we didn't use condoms, but then he was the one insisting he couldn't split the cost of birth control with me. Again, putting up with this shit, believing that's what I deserved, believing this is a person who truly does love me, and can't I can't leave it. But anyway, so I reminded him, like, okay, I'm off birth control. You don't want to pay for it. I can't pay for it this month. I'm off. So whatever happens, please pull out. And it took one time of him not pulling out, and then me being like, oh, we just talked about this. I'm not on the thing. Boom, pregnancy. So I think of that as sexual abuse because I was
1 million
manipulated.
percent.
Thank you. Okay. And
Of
then don't let's
course
not
it
even
is.
talk about how I was treated when I had an abortion with like, when are you gonna stop complaining about that? When are you gonna stop whining about how much it hurts? Like, um, wouldn't even meet me at the door after the procedure to like take me downstairs. Just I had to walk this long, like standing there at the end of this hallway, just watching me. Okay. Just like no support, which, anyway, these are all clues that I did not. Here's a
Or let's plan a date night really close to West Fourth where all the sex shops are, get you
mm.
really drunk, and then record you with these sex toys and then hold them over your head for the rest of your life.
Ooh, sexual blackmail.
Sexual blackmail. Um,
Fuck,
and
that's
at this point, I'm
real.
like, oh my God, I was in my 20s. Release them.
Right.
Release that
I
20
looked
year old
amazing. Go ahead.
asshole.
Yeah. 20-year-old asshole is a beautiful sight to see wasted
Yes.
on this person.
Wasted on the grossest human on planet Earth.
And let's be petty. The
Okay.
the junk in the trunk was not worthy
It's almost like that's why they had to be narcissists.
Maybe. They had to build up their ego because they knew their dicks were small. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Bless everybody with a small dick. You're not all assholes. I love you. Size
No.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
But
doesn't. It
assholes
does,
with
but it
small
does.
dicks, I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna be petty with
It
that.
doesn't matter as long as you know how to use it.
Right.
But if you're just jabbing a like thin pencil against somebody,
Right. No regard for partners'
oh,
pleasure,
never.
right?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I was thinking about like, I wonder if I ever orgasmed before my husband. And I
During
did,
intercourse.
and I did because of vibrators, but
Right, right.
I don't know that. I just remember when I met my husband that I was like, oh, you don't need me. You don't want me to do all of this really weird stuff. I was like, we can just have normal sex, and this is the best sex of my life
Mm.
because it's just us and like eye contact and love and feel like just I remember in the first like well we did get engaged like day one, but I remember like going to work the next day after staying the night with him and just feeling like my spine tingle just thinking about the sex, right? I'm
Mhm,
like, I've
mhm.
never had that in my life. My
Yeah.
spine's tingling because I just thought about the sex I had last night. That's a thing.
Mm.
Um, Instead of waking up the next day being like, oh my God, what did I like that? Ooh, that got weird.
Yeah.
Uh,
What have I done? What did I agree to?
yes, yes.
When I first hooked up with my now husband, I couldn't get over. I'm like, he touched me like he actually cared about me. Like, what the hell is that?
He touched me like he knew what was up.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
wanted me to
Mhm.
receive pleasure. What a concept. What a concept.
What a concept.
Yeah.
I said, yep, what a concept.
I said, yep, yep, yep. So
I'm glad we,
glad we
not
got
that we need
petty.
to jump over the abortion thing, but that is sexual abuse. And,
He did pay for half of the abortion. There's that. I finally got him to
oh,
cough up $200 out of the 400. But it was not easy. Um, Also, all kinds of like, let's just have the baby coming from him. Let's just have the baby. I'll take it with me everywhere. I'll carry this baby. And thank God, I knew somewhere in the back of my brain that's fucking bullshit. There's no way he's gonna take care of this baby. But he almost believed me into being like, oh, anybody out there, if you think having a baby or moving in is gonna save a
save
relationship,
anything. Yeah, 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 yeah.
don't do it. Like, that's what I was like, let's move in, let's have this baby,
Yep,
and that will
yep.
really heal this. So glad I didn't do either of those things. Although I did move in with him a couple of years later to be in a band with him. And it wasn't until we were playing a show. Shout out to James from Of Montreal, who told me, "Oh, I've known this guy my whole life. He'll sabotage everything good." And
Mm.
I think he's out of his mind. It wasn't until I heard from somebody who had known this person from childhood that they had also experienced this person not being well, let's put it that way. So I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to finally cut ties.
Mm-hmm.
Cutting ties is very hard and time consuming, and I went
Yes.
back and forth and back and forth and back and forth.
Same for 9 years.
Yep.
Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I mean, at one point I had like almost a full year relationship with a very, very kind person. And I was probably 19. I was in college. Oh God, he was so kind. He was wonderful. And it was almost like, I'm going to treat this person how this person treated me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I don't think it was as bad,
No.
but I definitely felt an upper hand in that relationship.
That you needed or wanted
Yes, yes.
or whatever. Yeah, it's like playing out
And
these
then I went back to
revenge
the ex.
fantasies.
Yeah,
Yes, like I'm gonna get you back if I do this, or I'm gonna, you're gonna appreciate me if
Yeah.
no. If there's like payback and revenge and it's not healthy. I know this
Yeah.
now, so I'm just gonna say it
Yeah.
now. Notes to
Um,
my 25-year-old self.
yes. I actually apologized to that lovely young lad.
Oh, let's hear more about that. I love that.
Um, yeah, because not yeah. I don't know. I was just so busy trying to like live my life and have a boyfriend, not have a boyfriend and see if I can try to find a life. So it
Mhm.
was just like two very big extremes.
Yeah.
Um, fuck.
Another
Yeah.
red flag that is not necessarily abuse, but what felt very toxic to me, and in hindsight, mm, I would support all of this person's creative endeavors, be there for them every single thing they had, give it my all, but then I had one art show, and it was just a million excuses why he couldn't make it, and just forgetting about it. It meant nothing to him. My successes almost threatened him and made him angry. Like, who do I, again, with the playing low, he's so used to me playing low that when I finally was like, actually, I have a thing that I'm really proud of creatively, would you mind coming and supporting? And it was just like, oh hell no, nowhere to be found, in the dust. So I don't think necessarily that's abuse,
Yeah.
but that's a sign of this person does not support me and my dreams at all. This person is using me, and I'm probably using them back to some extent because my self-esteem is so low. But yeah, this person doesn't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
I don't feel like I even had any of my own things going on.
You weren't allowed to have anything going on.
Right. And like even when I moved to LA when I was what was that? 16, 17. Oh, just a couple of guys staring at the truck outside.
Oh, love those dads.
Just hands on it. Sorry. Okay, what was I saying? It was good.
You went to
Um,
LA.
yeah, okay, so I went to LA, which was also just my mom being like, thank fuck, get out of here. I don't have to care for you anymore. Someone wants you to do something. You're a model. Great, go do that.
Mm,
And the only reason I went and did that is because I was broken up with said person at the time.
mm,
Of course, once I'm out there,
mhm.
we get back together.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Reeling you
I'm
back
in
in.
LA, he's in Florida. Let's get back together. Um, and that was one of the first times, maybe not the first, one of the first times he threatened to kill himself.
Mm.
So I gave up everything and moved back.
Wow.
Yeah, to go live with him in college. You know, there's so many stories that have been told around this forever. It's like, oh, I wasn't ready, or oh, I had this, or whatever. Like the story is.
I was
So I
manipulated
was
out of my
always
dreams.
trying to get back there because it
Mm.
is what I wanted. So when he graduated from college and was deciding if I should go to New York with him or not for art school, even though we went up together with his parents to go, oh, well, I'm still deciding if you're coming with. We've been apartment hunting. Got it.
You're still auditioning. How many
Oh,
more
yeah.
years
So
into
I'm
this
still
relationship?
auditioning.
Mm.
At this point, we've been together for 7 years.
Damn.
Still auditioning for the relationship.
Mhm. That you were already in.
But it got me to New York. And then I was like, how do I get back to modeling? Right? How do I get back into modeling? And I just kind of used it as this could be extra money because I was
Mm.
also like, you know, you start in New York at a restaurant. I ended as the bartender, but I started as the 7 a.m. breakfast shift.
Bless
Which
you,
there were
servers. We love you.
two, we love you. Which that's, 6 to 7 days a week. Where by the end I was like, okay, I can work 3, 4 nights a week just bartending. It was amazing. That's when our lives kicked so much ass.
Mm.
But so that was my sneak. Was like, I'll try to do this. I'll try to do this. I'll try to do this. And I like resigned and did this little thing, trying to do it like, oh, I'm going to work, just lying, even though it was like, okay, we agreed. Um, And even my agent at the time was telling me to get rid of him.
Wow.
Because she was taking me to, when an agent takes you to a party, it's like you're a representative of the agency. You're the model they're bringing. You're this person. It's also an honor. So I'm like 21. It was like, oh, we have a table at, like downtown Serafina. So posh, right? And
Very posh.
I'm at a table with Marcus Schenkenberg. That was very posh.
Hey, hello.
2001.
Damn.
Nope. I'm in a car going there. And I was like, I need you to drop me off at the apartment.
I can't go.
I can't go.
Because he's gonna find out and be so pissed.
No, because I told him this is a thing. Well, my mom's in town. Okay, well, what a great time for you and your mom to go out.
Right. The controlling aspect of it.
After getting ready, going through all of it, getting ready, crying and just making a decision to go do something on my own, and then not even being able to go through with it. And I feel like that was like 9 years of my life, was just like getting so close to something and then having to back away from it because
this
can't
person.
go sit at a table with Marcus Schenkenberg.
Oh gosh. Wonder what he's up to now.
I don't know. Probably
Doesn't
still wearing
matter.
a jersey that says Schenkenberg on the back.
Probably wearing nothing, and that's totally okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Control is abuse. Manipulation is abuse. People shitting on your dreams and like it's abusive. Let's face it.
Everything, just all of it, and then not speaking about it for so long because it's like, yeah, but I stayed, or yeah, but this, or other people are gonna hear me say this story and be like, I don't remember it that way, or like who.
We're so used to being gaslit that we're anticipating gaslighting if we open our mouths.
We're gaslighting ourselves.
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. Oof. That was the most, because that was for me where they would really, really, really get you. Because the gaslighting would make me feel so crazy that I would just be like screaming, right? All of a sudden now you're so angry. You're crazy. Look at you. Oh my gosh. I'm completely calm and normal. I don't know what's happening with you, but like maybe you need to seek help.
And nobody else is going to put up with this from you. So don't even think about going anywhere. That is very familiar from childhood as well. Being told, you're the problem. I'm not the problem. You're too sensitive. You're nuts. You're out of your mind, And so then when I was being told all those things, I was like, maybe it's true. Because I was, grew up my whole life hearing the shit. Anyway, it's not true. But yeah, I don't know what the term is. Reactive abuse, like when an abuser pushes somebody so far that they actually stand up for themselves and get loud, or they start fighting back, and then they get accused of being crazy, abusive. Being the abuser. So that happened to me too. I guess that is a form of gaslighting. Anyway, life is so short. I just, I had to go through this in order to get through it, and but I just want to save people who are in this shit right now. I want to go back to me. I just love myself at that age. Just, you're so lovable. You're so amazing. You are not at fault for the terrible tragedies that have happened in your life. And you don't need to suffer or be punished. And I could still tell myself those things today. That would be helpful.
Yeah, and I sent you that thing yesterday about, and we talk about it all the time, and I sent it to you because it made me sad instead of happy. So it was just like an Instagram reel about how cool it is that you are the person that little you wants to sit next to. That person wants to be next to you. That person wants to be loved by you. That person feels safe. You take care of that, all of those things. And it's and he kept saying isn't that cool? And as much as I'm like, yeah, no, it's sad.
Yeah,
So
because what about little me? Nobody was
what
that
about
person for
right?
her.
Right? Yes, I love her and I'm taking care of
Yeah.
her, but she's dead in the fucking water.
She's still in the dust back there.
Right.
I mean, yes, I have turned into the type of person that a child who was going through abuse would come to, and I'd be a safe space, and I
Yeah.
that's to be celebrated. And then it's
Yes.
also sad. There's a grief
Yes.
involved of like, um, when I come out of some kind of denial about these things, there's like it's very sad. It's like shit. What about little me?
Well, me.
I love
And
her.
I know I was adorable. I just know.
Oh yeah,
I know you were adorable.
I know you were.
I know for a fact my daughter is similar to me. Like as much as I can't be like I was this person or I was whatever, because I was too much, right? All of the you're too much, you're so good. Da, da, da. She's
Creative,
the
expressive.
ruler of the house. Yes,
Hmm.
she is. Yeah.
My son too, who ruled
Yeah.
the roost.
Yeah. How opposite.
Yeah.
How crazy to just go in any room that you want to be in. Can you imagine?
Any room and be
My kids get in bed
comfortable
with me
doing
the
your
entire
own
day.
thing with
There's
no
a there's a
threat.
yeah.
No threat of danger, no threat
No,
of bodily harm, no threat of being
you need to
screamed
sleep with me
at.
tonight? Of course you do. You're scared. Get in bed.
Yeah.
You need to. Of course.
No
I,
hypervigilance. I mean, bravo.
no, no, no. I told you. I asked my son. I was like, if you like hear me walking towards your room, do you get scared? He looked at you like, what?
I love that you
I
asked
was like,
that.
good. So you don't have that.
Yeah.
You don't hear footsteps in the house and start to panic.
Yes. You hear the garage door opening and just
No.
scramble to
Yeah.
like get yourself together and clean up
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
prepare for
Better
the
pick up that
wrath.
game of pool off the ground that I've been asking you to pick up for 3 days.
If I'm questioning my parenting, like then I'm a decent parent because I don't know if certain people question their parenting, or reflect on it. I think they do it and they're like my way or
Constantly.
the highway. And like,
Constantly.
well, you might
Yeah.
wanna
Constantly. I mean, I would never go back to having an infant, but like, I want to go back to maybe be easier on myself,
Yeah. Yeah.
and enjoy it more.
Yeah. Well, good luck when you have no support and
It's
no
true.
sleep.
I feel like I got to enjoy Phoenix more because all I had was time.
Yeah,
Um,
he was more of a chill baby though.
yeah, and just having a second kid, and you're still like taking this one back and forth to school, but you still have to do this. You still have to be a human. Where with one, you didn't. I mean, I guess you kind of have to be a human. I mean, you're technically not supposed to even walk for a month or hold anything heavy. But here's a ten
Here's a
pound
baby.
baby.
Yeah.
Phoenix was
Keep it
alive.
alive. 10 pound.
Here you go.
Love him.
Here you
Bless
go.
his
No
chuckles.
rules. Just
Yeah. Go.
um. No, maybe he was like 9, but still, he was a big guy. Thanks for being open.
Oh yeah, you too. I mean, what else is the point? I can't not be open. Like
Yeah.
it's it helps me. It's
Yeah.
like part of my process as a
We spent
human
the first
being.
half of our lives closed.
Yes. Yes. Like finally somebody wants to talk about this
Yes.
stuff. Let's go.
Let's go.
I'm not gonna shut up about it. That's why people have
You
told
were abused. Oh, okay. Let's talk.
there's just too much. Yeah.
Let me talk about this one time. God, it's so wild.
Um,
Did you ever have any of his friends try to save you out of it?
well, that one guy was just like,
Oh, you said that. I did in the beginning.
that's
And I think
nice.
after a while, people were just like,
Like you're in it,
he's
yeah.
just as much of a piece of shit as he is. Like, I don't know.
Mm, yeah.
Um, but also like anyone that's friends with his friendships were garbage friendships.
That's
I
the
mean,
other thing.
yeah.
We talked about how we became liars because we had to survive. In order to survive bodily harm, we had to make up things. And but I think narcissists also lie because they don't, they know what they're doing and they don't want certain people to know and they are embarrassed. And if you call them out and talk about it, you're the fucking asshole. But I'm probably cursing too much. But yeah.
It's fine.
So
Curse it
there
up.
like that my situation was none of his friends told me to get out because I think, like what you said, they were just like, oh, she's probably just as as he is, you
Yeah.
know? Or it's like, they didn't know the half of it because nobody advertises their own abusive behavior towards
No.
romantic
Correct.
partners. Like, and a lot of shit goes on behind closed doors that, you know, especially, I'm going to generalize here, men, masculine people don't always talk about their feelings and their relationships like femmes do. So while my girlfriends knew a lot of what was happening, I don't know if his dude friends knew shit, you know?
Yeah.
Or would
I know
care.
they would see stuff. Yeah, you know, when like the super fights would happen. We talked about this last time when like the friends would be like, "You can't come back with us." That was after I had moved back. After I was rid of this monster. I moved back to him because it was like, I'm in therapy. I have this job. I da 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 da. Okay, moved back to Florida because I believed all this. But I did come back being a bit of my own person because that's after we had lived together. So I also had more to say. So that was when all the fighting started.
We sassed each other up, which was
Yeah.
great. We were
Yeah.
just like, yeah, bitch, you fucking tell that person.
So, yeah. So, yeah. Oof.
So the fighting got worse because
Fighting got
you
worse
were
when I
more
had a voice.
vocal. You call him out. Yeah,
Same
same
with
with
at
me.
home. Same with
Yeah,
at home.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
are you kidding me? 13, 14. As soon as I like said anything back, that's when it got really bad at home, right? And probably in, I guess, in the relationship. Because in all that fighting, let's go back to like you're fighting and gaslighting and you're the one going crazy. That was the holding me down in the bath.
Mm.
You need to calm down. You need to calm down. You need to calm down. And you're like, you're holding me underwater. So I'm kicked. And so you have to decide in this second, you just have to chill. He's going to let me up if I chill. And
Survival.
I remember that. And then getting out and being like, you book it, you know, like sure, just pretend to chill and kill him. Um,
Wow.
and like somewhere in that time, like something was broken. Like I think he like hit the lamp. Like we had like this dinky little lamp. I probably the one I had in New York, right with you, a little glass. Like hit it and like so I was bleeding because the glass broke. I didn't know, so I'm in the bath and I'm being held under and there's blood everywhere. And it seems so over the top. And I'm like, when I tell the story, I'm like, oh, it just seems so. But it was over the fucking top. It was over the
Absolutely.
top.
It was
And I just remember
dangerous.
telling that story to people, which I can't believe I told